Hello, student. Today we are starting our new chapter, symmetrical fault analysis. Okay, so up to now we studied about the transmission line modeling, type of transmission line, and all. Okay, so today we are starting with the fault analysis, and first topic is the symmetrical fault analysis. Okay, so this is your fourth chapter. Okay, so first of all, what type of electrical fault arise in the power system? Electrical fault is the deviation of voltages and currents from the nominal values or states. Okay, so under normal operating conditions, power system equipment or lines carry normal voltages and currents, which results in a safer operation of power system. But when fault occurs, it causes excessively high currents to flow, which causes the damage to the equipment and device. Okay, so under normal operating condition, power system equipment or lines carry a normal voltage and currents. Okay, but when any type of fault is occur in the system, it causes a excessively high currents flow. Okay, so and this excessive high current damage to the equipment or device. Okay, so now there are some causes of electrical fault. So these are some cause due to which electrical fault is arise. Okay, so first cause is weather condition. Okay, so weather always creates a hazardous situation for power system, and mostly lightning strikes, then heavy rains, heavy winds, salt deposition, and snow and ice accumulation. Okay, so we already see that many times the lightning struck on the strike on the transmission line, and this lightning surge is travel to the nearby substation, and it will create a hazardous situation for them. Okay, so lightning always create a hazardous situation for the power system and electrical system. Also sometimes heavy rains, but due to heavy rain and heavy wind, our transmission line and distribution line get damaged. Okay, also salt deposition problem is mostly occur at the where the sea is nearby. Okay, so and snow and ice accumulation is occur when uh, in the area where snow is fall. Okay, so then these are some weather conditions. Then we have equipment failures also. Okay, so due to malfunctioning or due to aging or due to insulation failure of cables and winding, faults is electrical fault is arise. Okay, also human errors also create a problem. Okay, so improper rating of equipment or device, or forgetting metallic or electrical conducting parts after servicing or maintenance, and switching the circuit while it is under servicing. Okay, so this errors creates fault sometime. Okay, also smoke of fires, if any kind of smoke is present nearby these electrical connection, then it will ionize the air, and due to smoke particles surrounding the overhead lines results in a spark between the lines or between conductors to insulator. Okay, so electrical fault are classified as the first short circuit faults. Short circuit fault is a abnormal condition of very low impedance between 2 points of different potential. These are most common and severe kind of faults, and resulting in a flow of abnormal high current through the equipment or a transmission line. Short circuit faults are also called as a shunt faults. Okay, so short circuit faults is a very dangerous fault for the electrical system, and sometimes it is called as a shunt fault also. Okay, so now there are two kind of faults. Okay, first is a symmetrical fault and second one is a unsymmetrical fault. So why we differ these faults in a two section. So symmetrical faults is a these are the very severe faults and occur infrequently in the power system. Okay, this is not a frequent fault. Okay, it affects each of the three phase equally. Okay, in transmission line faults roughly 5% are symmetrical. So occurrence of the symmetrical fault is very low, only about 5%. And what type of fault it has? First is a line to line, line to line to line to ground, triple LG fault, and second one is a triple line fault. Okay, so in these kind of fault, all the phases, all the three phases affect equally. Okay, so this is the main reason of classification of symmetrical fault and unsymmetrical fault. Okay, now unsymmetrical fault, these are the very common. Okay, so this is frequently occur faults, and symmetrical faults are infrequent. Okay, so these are very common and less severe than the symmetrical faults. It is less severe than the symmetrical fault. It does not affect each of the three phases equally. Okay, so this is the different point from the symmetrical, that it does not affect the each of the three phase equally. In transmission line faults, roughly 95% fault are unsymmetrical. And which are the faults? Like first is a line to ground fault, then double line fault, double line to ground fault, all are the unsymmetrical type of fault. Okay, then we have a open circuit faults also. These faults occur due to failure of one or more conductors. Open circuit faults are also called as a series fault. Okay, so these are unsymmetrical or unbalanced type of faults, except three phase open fault. Okay, so three phase open fault is a symmetrical fault. Okay, so one conductor open, two conductor open. So these are the types of open circuit faults. Okay, and last but not least, transient fault. Transient fault is a fault that is no longer present if power system is disconnected for a short time, and then restored. Okay, so basically transient faults are momentary change in a voltage or current at that occur over a short period of time. Interval is usually described as approximately 1/16th of voltage cycle. Okay, so these are transient faults are generally occur due to the switching of high power equipment in the switching off, yeah, switching on the equipment. Okay, so transient faults are very short duration faults. Okay, so electrical faults on power system has a very ill effect. Okay, so what type of effect? We already we discussed the causes. Okay, and now due to these causes, what is the effect that occur in the power system due to the faults? Okay, so first effect is an abnormal operation of system. System is operate abnormally. Then second is a danger fatal accidents. Okay, sometimes any human or any bird or any animal is become the uh, become the victim of this fault. Okay, so insulation failures of equipment, also ill effect of the electrical faults. Then sometime fire and explosion is happen. Okay, so equipment overheating also happened, and a low system voltage cause the incoming circuit breaker to force to open, and a restricted power flow also happened, and sometime complete blackout also occur. Okay, so these are some ill effect that causes the electrical fault. Okay, so, transients, first we see what is the transient on transmission line. Okay, so in power system, selection of switchgear not only depend on the rated current, but also depends on the momentary maximum current that's supposed to flow under a abnormal or a short circuit condition. Okay, so choosing of switchgear not only depend on the rated current, but it is also depend on momentary maximum current, because sometimes some momentary maximum current is about 10 to 15 times the normal rated current. So we have to distinguish that it is a fault or any normal situation. Okay, so hence it becomes important to find out initial maximum current at the time of short circuit. Consider a line feed from a constant voltage source, and a short circuit take place when line is unloaded. Okay, so when line is unloaded, and line is fed from constant voltage source and circuit is happen. So consider this situation. For a simplification, line capacitance is neglected. Hence, analysis of initial maximum current is the study of transients in RL series circuit. Okay, so let series RL circuit is connected to the source at the instant t is equal to 0. So now we have a simple equation that V is equal to Ri L di by dt. This is a voltage equation, and normal voltage equation we consider that the RL circuit. So V is equal to applied voltage, V is equal to voltage drop in a resistance and voltage drop in a inductance. Okay. So now we put the formula of Vm sin omega t plus phi alpha, and we divide the or we can say that we take the L from this side, and so this formula will occur. Okay, so now we have a one equation. So the corresponding characteristics equation is S plus RL is equal to 0. The solution, okay, so this is the standard type of equation. We can solve it by the characteristics equation. So if we solve this equation, then what will we get? Okay, we will get this has a two parts, complementary function and the particular integral. So this is the topic of maths. In maths you already solved this kind of problem that whenever any differential equation is arise, and if we want to solve this equation, then we can solve it like this. Okay, so complementary function IC is equal to k into e raised to minus RT by L. This is a complementary function, and particular integral is IP is equal to a cos omega t plus alpha plus b sine omega t plus alpha. So if we combine both the things, then we get the our actual solution. Okay, so the constant now we our task is to find this constant a and b. Okay, so constant a and b undefined and can be find out by putting the values, initial value of ip. Okay, so this is the original equation, and Vm sin omega t plus alpha, and put this value, IP value, and if we put this IP value and put some initial conditions, so this is the some modifications. Okay, so modify something, and uh, at the last we get this equation by combining the cos and sine parts and comparing the equation both the side. Okay, so if we compare the sine, then we got this, the sine omega t plus alpha is compensated or cancel out from both the side, and we will get the Vm is equal to Rb minus omega La, and 0 is compared with this, and then we got this formula. Okay, so by using this we can calculate the a and b. Okay, so solving both the equation, and value of a and b can be calculated like this. Okay, so we got the value of a and b, put this value to main equation ip, and we get this equation. Okay, so and then so do some mathematical manipulation, and you will get the finally this formula. Okay, so hence we got the final solution. So this all things are already learned in mathematics, so this is not new for you. Okay, so hence total solution is complementary plus proportional integral solution IC plus IP. IC is already there, and we find the IP solution. So this is the full solution. Now put the some initial conditions so that we can get the value of k. Okay, so up to now we have only unknown things is a k. Okay, so put the initial condition at t is equal to 0. Initial current in inductor is 0. So we put, if we put the current I is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0, then what will we get? K is equal to, we get this equation. Okay, so put this value of k. By putting this value of k in the equation, we get this equation. Okay, so now we have a value of k. So this is the full solution. Also do some mathematical manipulation, and at the last we got this. And in above equation has a two responses. Sine omega t plus alpha minus phi is the steady state part, and this part is a transient part, because this part has a e raised to minus, and whenever any e raised to portion is there, it will last only for some seconds, and because this is a negative sign, So this is a decreasing, exponentially decreasing function. If we draw in a sheet, then we will see that this is a constant portion. Okay, this is a steady state portion, and this portion is a exponentially decreasing. So it will last up to some time, and then after this time, only this steady state part is there. Okay, so sinusoidal steady state current is also called a symmetrical short circuit current, and the unidirectional transient current is called DC offset current. Okay, so this is a DC offset, and if so at the end, what will we get? This is a steady state part, and this is a transient part. Okay, so the maximum momentary short circuit current at the instant of first peak decay of the transient current in a short time is neglected, hence the transmission line resistance is very small. Phi is equal to, at phi is equal to 90 degree. So we can put this value in this, so we can get the maximum possible value of momentary short circuit current occurs when the voltage wave is passing through the zero. Okay, so this is how we calculate the maximum value. Okay, so this is not for your exam, this is only for your understanding that the, if any kind of fault is arise, then what is the nature of current. Okay, so because we have a load which is either inductive or a capacitive, so a load are mixing of three part, R, L and C. Okay, so whatever type of load, our current will change in that particular case. Okay, so our current value is defined on one steady state part, and another one is a exponential part that decreasing. But this part will create some time problem, because steady state part is already there. Okay, but in addition to steady state part, we have a additional part which creates a high value of current uh, for any momentary short period. Okay, so we have to take care of this current because it will create a wrong signal for relay. Okay, so this is some diagram of the transients. Okay, so this is the diagram for the voltage and current. Okay, so here you can see that the maximum momentary current. Okay, so you can see that here we have a wave of current that consists of two parts, steady state and transient. Okay, so due to this transient part, our starting or initial current is high, then by the time it will start decreasing and attain the constant value. Okay, so uh, so how we can design our switch gauge? So modern day switch gates are designed to interrupt the current in first few cycle. It means that when short circuit current is interrupted, DC offset current has not decreased, and so it contributes to current to interrupted. Okay, so for the contribution amount of DC offset current is not calculated, but symmetrical short circuit current alone is calculated, and then the value is increasing by the multiple factor to account for DC offset current. So we have to take care of this DC offset current because it creates a fault. It creates a problem. Okay, so switchgear operation speed is depend, if it is a 8 cycle or slower, then we have to use the multiplying factor 1, and if cycle of speed operation is 5 cycles, then we have to take the multiplying factor 1.1. Okay, so this multiplying factor is for the switchgear. If you not aware about this, then switchgear have a two type of settings. One is a PSM, and another one is a TSM. PSM is a plug setting multiplier, which is this multiplier factor is there, and another one is a time multiplier. Okay, so the time multiplier is not here, only we have to take care of the PSM, plug setting multiplier. Okay, so if cycle of operation is 3, then we have to take the 1.2, and if cycle of operation is 2 cycles, then we have to take a 1.4. So this is how we can design the switch gear according to our fault, momentary fault. Okay, so this is it for the this lecture. In next lecture we will further see how what are the symmetrical faults and how can we analyze this fault. Okay, so up to now, if you have any kind of doubt related to this lecture or any other lecture, then you can comment it down in comment box. And also you have to comment your enrollment number and name for your online attendance. Okay, thank you.